Welcome to Fantastic Vision. Please subscribe us before you watch today's video. ASML, the Dutch giant that is the only one in the world that can make EUV lithography machines, is caught in a sandwich war between China and the United States in the technological game. In 2024, China imported equipment worth €5 billion from ASML, accounting for nearly 20% of its global sales, but the United States has repeatedly pressured to cut off supply. Why does the Netherlands cooperate with some of the US bans while insisting on exporting to China? An EUV lithography machine costs about $150 million, weighs more than 180 tons, and requires 40 containers for transportation. Its core function is to carve out tens of billions of transistors on a chip the size of a fingernail, with an accuracy of 1/10,000th of a hair. Currently, only ASML can produce this equipment in the world, and 90% of China's high-end chip manufacturing relies on imported lithography machines. In 2023, ASML exported more than 600 lithography machines to China, including some restricted DUV models. Although the United States prohibits the export of EUV lithography machines, ASML still supplies downgraded DUV equipment to companies such as SMIC and Yangtze Memory by adjusting equipment parameters. Dutch Foreign Minister Veldkamp made it clear in a recent meeting, the Netherlands has the right to decide its export policy independently. Although ASML's EUV lithography machines rely on American technology, its supply chain is spread all over the world. Germany's Zeiss provides optical lenses, Japan supplies special glue, and the United States only accounts for 15% of the parts. The key is that the Chinese market means real money to ASML. In the first quarter of 2024, ASML's revenue in China increased by 34% year-on-year, accounting for 26% of its total revenue. ASML's former CEO Wen once publicly warned, "If we lose the Chinese market, we will be forced to lay off more than 10,000 people." Dutch government data shows that if China is completely cut off, ASML's annual losses will exceed €8 billion. China currently has more than 800 lithography equipment, of which 50% are domestically produced or second-hand modified models. Shanghai Microelectronics' 90 nanometers lithography machine has been mass-produced, and the 28 nanometers immersion equipment has entered the testing phase. Although there is a clear gap with ASML's 5 nanometers technology, China has basically gotten rid of its dependence on imports in back-end fields such as chip packaging and etching machines. The Kirin 9000S chip equipped in Huawei's Mate 60 series mobile phones has been confirmed to use SMIC's N+2 process, equivalent to 7 nanometers performance. TechInsight's disassembly report shows that the chip did not use ASML's latest equipment, but achieved a breakthrough through multiple exposure technology. This proves that China is tapping its potential through design optimization under the conditions of existing equipment. The pressure from the United States on ASML has triggered a chain reaction. In 2023, China's semiconductor equipment imports fell by 12%, but the revenue of local companies North Huachuang and China Micro increased by 48% and 39% respectively. ASML internal documents show that Chinese customers are frantically hoarding DUV lithography machine parts, and the inventory of some models is enough to support 3 years of production. China has expanded the production capacity of mature process chips by 5 times. In 2024, China's self-sufficiency rate of chips of 28 nanometers and above will increase from 20% to 35%, and 50% of the world's LCD driver chips and 70% of power management chips will be produced in China. The Dutch Minister of Economy admitted, blocking China will only make ASML lose its job, but it will not stop them from making their own equipment. In order to circumvent the US ban, ASML has developed a special version for China lithography machine, removing some US parts and reducing the accuracy of the equipment to a legal export level. At the same time, the company has expanded its service team to 2,000 people to maintain the stock equipment of Chinese customers. An ASML engineer revealed, "We even teach customers how to extend the life of equipment, such as replacing US parts with domestic parts." In 2023, the Netherlands approved 7 export licenses for lithography machines to China, with a total value of more than €300 million. The chairman of the Netherlands Semiconductor Association said, "We don't want to be a political sacrifice, and companies need to survive." ASML's financial report data, the equipment inventory of Chinese chip factories, and the adjustment trend of the US ban, each signal may rewrite the pattern of the global semiconductor industry. The only certainty is that both the Netherlands and China are looking for their own answers to survive.